Hey guys, it's Becca from Becca's Garden and Prepper Pantry. It is fall, believe it or not, in Zone 9B in South Texas. It's still 90 degrees today, but it's supposed to get down into the 60s tonight. So we're going to start some more seeds and hope that they germinate and I can transplant them in a little bit. So we are, I think, October 8th today. And I wanted to show you guys some money saving tips and how I organize my seeds as somebody who is disabled with a rare condition where I get temporary paralyzed and paralysis at different points of the day. So it's difficult for me to take care of our urban garden at times. And so this is my front porch, and this has been a really great place this season for me to get some seeds started. And I have a pergola out back just a few feet from the house that I transplant my seedlings and up-pot them into bigger pots. And I have a couple of hoop houses, so it's a little difficult sometimes for me to water things. My husband helps out, but anywho, we're gonna this is easier for me because right now I'm having a little bit of a hard time. It's the afternoon, so this is kind of my harder part of the day. But I wanted to show you some money saving tips for growing veggies. You probably already know all this, but just grab even if you have the cardboard ones, the egg cartons, and poke a bunch of holes. Put your soil mix starter, whatever you get. Sometimes the Dollar Tree has soil mix starter. I usually make my own, but this season was, like I said, health-wise a little bit difficult for me. So this was on sale, and this is the first time I buy the Pro Mix compressed organic Pro Mix. Now it has the peat moss in it and perlite and things like that, but it doesn't have vermiculite. So I know the price has gone up. Sometimes you can get it on sale. This was on clearance for $4.50 for the vermiculite, and so this will help be something I add to my starter mix. It helps with dampening off or keeping the algae from forming. So sometimes you can just sprinkle a little bit on top, and it helps absorb any excess water. I'm gonna mix it into my Pro Mix a little bit, so that's what I already did. Some things are a little bit challenging with the egg cartons, I noticed, especially here because we have a lot of lizards. It's like Jurassic Park because of the habitat I've created for all of them, and sometimes they'll be munching on my seedlings. So this is a great free option to start some seedlings, and it might be a better option to actually start them in the house so they can get big enough so that lizards and things are not eating them in the night. The next option, because I was super tempted to get some Bootstrap Farmer seed pots and things like that, and I have some of their 10-20 trays, and they're awesome, and I have some of their pots, but I don't have the tray that lifts them up so that they can drain. This is just a seed sprouting set for whatever you want to sprout, microgreens and things like that. I currently have one going. Got this, I think it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 of these, so I have 4 or 6. I forget how many they sell on Amazon as a set. You can get 10 or 12. So it comes with a dome, and then it comes with a grid. It works more for microgreens that have more of a bigger seed, like these are lentils. This is another great, cheap, easy, fast way to get some food and nutrition into your salads, your sandwiches. I sprinkle them in my soup, so you can put them in a smoothie. And I just take a 1/4 cup of lentils, I soak them in some water overnight, and then I pour them on my tray, rinse them off, and I put my dome on, and then I just give them a spray twice a day. Make sure they drain really good. I got some extra water here because I just sprayed them. And then just put them in a dark, cool place, and then as they start to sprout, you get like 3 or 4 days. This is on day 2 of my lentils. And then you can scoop them up and put them in some containers, glass containers or plastic baggies or silicone baggies, and stick them in your fridge and eat on them all week long. This makes a lot of food. It's very nutritious, and that's what I bought these for. The only thing is that the holes are big, so if you're doing microgreens that are like broccoli seed, clover seed, that are a lot smaller, they're gonna fall through. Now they do come with some like just paper sheets that they say that you can wet and sprout on here. That did not work out for me. I would actually recommend putting a little bit of soil medium down and doing that. But I thought this would be a really great option for seed starting, because I think these are still affordable and cheap on Amazon. So we've got some soil mixed with some vermiculite. I've got my seeds. I'll do another video. It should be cooling off a little bit to start my rainbow carrot seeds. You can get these at the Dollar Tree as well. They have Scarlet Nantes, I think, and another variety that works really good. You want to trick the carrots into thinking it's cooler. So stick them in your fridge for a couple of days before you plan on planting them out, and that lets them think it's cold enough to sprout. So when you plant them, and I'll show you in another video, they should sprout, and you shouldn't have a problem with your carrot seed. And if I have extra carrot seed, I store it in my fridge. Okay. So I promised I'd show you guys how I'm storing my seeds. I switched up what we were doing. We had the like wooden wine boxes, but they didn't always shut properly, and it was hard to go through the seeds to see what I had. Now I don't keep stuff super organized. I just have like urban flower seeds, and then I tend to do a fall veggies and a spring veggies. So I have at least 3 boxes of seed. A lot of seed. We do seed swaps and things like that with friends. And this is what I found. This, I forget what size this is. I can put it in the video afterwards, but it is a lock and lock container. So it helps keep out humidity and moisture to keep your seeds fresher longer. And then, so it has like a 4 thing. And then I bought the I think these are 3x5 Mylar. So they're blacked out on one side, and then they're clear on the other, so that your seed packet can fit and slide directly into this. And if you needed to, you could cut off a little bit of the top or bottom of your seed packet, but I like being able to see the seeds if it comes in a packet, because that lets me just flip through and find them a little bit quicker. So that's what I went with. And then they fit perfectly sideways in my box. And so I can flip through. And this is what I was using before, was these Sure Fresh snack baggies from the Dollar Tree, but they are still a little bit too long, and then it's hard to flip through, you know what I mean, like a little library. So that's what I did, is I did the Mylar, and I can see some of them I folded in half if they were big from Baker's Creek, but I put it so that you could see the name. If you couldn't see the name, I did label them, I think, on the actual packet. So I've got my arugula, beets. As you can see, these are from the Dollar Tree. They're still 4 for $1, I believe, for the seed packets. And you can grow a lot of food. You can get your Swiss chard. I also go to our farm store, our farm feed store, and I get like a scoop for, I know the scoop prices went up a little bit, but depending on what you're getting, anywhere from just under $1 to just a little bit over $2, you can get. Like the small scoop is a lot for an urban gardener. And so you want your seeds to be fresh, so don't get a ton of seeds. Like, just get the small scoop. There's plenty. Like this one was $1 last season. So yeah, and then you can flip through and see what you want to plant, and then you know it's by season. So if I have extra seeds and they grow well for us in spring or fall, I will make sure I put a packet of each in the spring and fall box. That way I don't forget, is this good for spring or fall? And then something I like to do is, and I think I've done it with all of them, I was going to take the time to do it, is on the back of the packets it'll tell you your best days to germinate, like how long it takes to germinate, your germination temperature that you need it at, and the days to full maturity, and kind of how big your plants are going to reach if you don't know when you didn't grow it before. And you can put that information with a Sharpie on the back, and then that way you don't lose this important information, and you don't have to slide the packet in and out every time you're thinking of planting something new. So this has been super helpful for me. And as you can see, I have a whole fresh new bowl of seeds that I have not put into packets yet, that I purchased this season. And my gardener had a sale, so I bought, I hadn't purchased some seeds in quite a while, so I looked through what I had this season. Prices are going up on everything, especially seeds, due to tariffs and things like that, because of the place of origin, even if it's a USA company. So if you're wondering why the price of seeds is up, a lot for certain things, it's because the seed did not originate in the US. And so they tariff it from where it originally came from. It was repackaged by the company and then they mailed it to us and we pay the tariff. That's what's going on. That's why prices are up. So just, you know, shop around, go to your feed store, go to Dollar Tree, get what you can there first, and then always check for sales online. There's a lot of great companies besides M.I. Gardner, because he does sell out a lot. So, all that gibberish aside, I've already pre-wet this down. I've got some rain catchment water here. Spring water works good. If you're going to do tap water, let it sit out a day so that the chlorination evaporates out in the sun. That's just my personal preference. So, anywho, I'm going to start a few seeds. So, I did a bunch of red Detroit beets last couple of seasons, and I've done the mixed seed packet for the beets, and the golden ones were really good. I didn't really care for the Chiago ones where they're striped, although they're really cute. It threw off the flavor of the beet for me because it had kind of a radish taste to it. I don't know what else to call it. And then your beet seeds, just plunk them down a little bit. These will actually sometimes produce 2 to 3 plants per seed. So, you know, you'll actually get more than just the one from the seed. And you kind of want to separate them out before you plant them. Or if you direct sow them, you can also kind of thin them out a little bit, because the beets will get stuck to each other, and then they won't grow as round as you kind of had hoped. So this is just going to be my seed starting tray to get some going, and I'm gonna I'll probably put them in the house until it cools off tonight, and I'll put them out here on the porch with the little dome to keep the lizards out, and get some of these going in here. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I am trying to do a few little rows and put some other seed in here too. So I don't think I'm planting as much this season, just so I can like manage it and take care of it. We normally have a little farm stand here, and I know people are just struggling, so I don't know as many people are going to buy from us this season, and we grow it organically. And even though I offer it below the store prices, people are still struggling. So I'm going to grow probably a little bit less this season. I'm just going to cover this up a little bit. Here's my golden beets. And then what I'm going to do is make sure I label things, because that happens a lot. So I'm going to put this here. Normally I use just, you know, painter's tape, and I'm out, I think. So this is the side that has yellow beets. You can put the start date. I think it's 10/8. So there's that. And then I'll probably do a few other seeds over here of some Swiss chard. So I didn't start that yet. And spinach. So I had a really hard time. I need to look this up. My husband knows more than I do about this variety. They didn't write what it is. It's a spinach variety, and I totally forget which one. I promise I'll put it later. And it's the first one I've gotten to germinate here. I've tried noble spinach. I've tried all kinds of other spinaches. None of them have germinated because it's always hot here. So that was my experiment this season, and I've got a few in the back, and they're doing really good so far. Like I said, I totally forgot which variety this is. But we're gonna just have a couple of spinach plants there. And I really like the rainbow Swiss chard again from the Dollar Tree.